Got the shit in there.
From the 757 to the 713, where you know we stay whipping through the streets. Some will call it swinging bang, some will call it slow ride. I just call it cruising to the beat.
It's the Cruising Podcast.
Cruising to the beat.
Da, 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 da. It's the Cruising Podcast.
Cruising to the
Da, 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 da.
Yo, welcome back to another edition of the Cruising Podcast. I'm your host, Andrew Cruz, and today is April 6th. Oh my gosh, we in April, baby. Okay, yeah, it is April 6th. We are 5 days into April. Holy mother goose. This is getting, it's like, the time is getting weird now. You know what I'm saying? I've been like really, I don't know. I think there's like a time dilation or some shit. I just don't know. It's been going very quickly. Like last week, I was in Maryland. Like in this week, I was here. You know what I'm saying? Last weekend, I was in Maryland. I feel like I was just there, and it bothers me. Also, that weekend went by entirely too quick. That was a 4 day. I took Friday and Saturday off, and the crazy part is like all that went so fast. But we're gonna talk about that in a second. But what we're gonna talk about is of course my travel luck. Also something that, you know, I was told some very encouraging things today. And then also we are going to talk about, I just started, well, not even just started, I binged this show for this weekend called Your Friends and Neighbors, and then also binged another show called Grinlock. Or it's actually on YouTube, so I can't wait to talk about that. It's actually anime slash boondocky type deal, so we're gonna talk about it. Don't worry about it, but we're gonna talk about that, and if we have time, or not even if we have time, because we have all the time in the world, baby. We talk about, you know what I mean, just talk, you know what I'm saying, just, you know what I mean, talk my stuff, baby. But where you can find the Cruising Podcast is on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Patreon, YouTube, and anywhere you can find your podcast needs. That's where you can find the Cruising Podcast. Also, you can find the latest updates to the show. It's on Instagram at Cruising Podcast, also on Twitter at Nicetown Finance. Yes. All right. Tell you guys about my travel luck. Last week I went to Maryland, and for my niece's engagement party, which I'm very proud of her. I'm happy for her partner and everything. I love them both. You know what I mean? I'm very excited to add a whole nother side of a family. Family keeps getting bigger now. Like we used to have like a small little group, and now it's just getting way bigger. Like it was cool to see, you know, her fiance's family, and how nice they were. They were very nice people. Hopefully we didn't embarrass ourselves a little much. Yeah, you know what I mean? I think we were good. I think we were really good. I think we were on our best behavior. Now, did some of us get a little drunker than the others? Yes. Did some of us get a little, I don't know, yeah, we did. Sometimes it happens. You know, life happens. But overall, it was a great experience. It was great seeing, you know, just her smiling and happy, man. But overall, great weekend. But as you guys know, in Houston, for example, one of the biggest things in Houston is the airport. And of course, I live in a city where TSA said, we're not going to work because you haven't paid us in 40 days. I read the little thing on there, and I was like, 40 days? Damn! I was like, I wouldn't even show. Yo, I'm telling you this. If they ever miss a paycheck at my job, they won't see me until I get paid. I don't play those games. I don't work for free. That is not going to happen. I completely understand them. And I mean, you go to work. Why would I be stressed out for free? That's just BS. That's BS to me. So, for the TSA workers, I completely stand with you guys. But me standing in a line for 3 hours bothers me more than anything else. I ain't gonna lie to you. The last time I stood in a line for that long was for a Call of Duty midnight release. Absolutely. Yep. And I told myself we need to be 4 hours earlier to get to the gate. Thank goodness, because I would have been screwed. This is the first time I ever used the Fly to Houston like website to figure out how long a security line was. Now, the security line in Houston, we only had 2 terminals that was working. Sorry, it was only 2 terminals working, and it was a lot of people. Holy mother goose. The videos that you guys saw doesn't like being in that line sucked all the butts in the world. My problem is that I thought I was going to be cool, Joe Cool, and I'm going to have my big duffel bag and I should be fine, right? No, that was a bad idea. Standing around with a big ass duffel bag not only did a number on my shoulders, but also really screwed my back up. Yeah, that's just me. My travel luck is trash. But you know what I mean? I would do it again. I'd do it again for my niece. I would do it again for any part of my family. You know what I'm saying? Anybody that got something going on, I'll do it. I don't care. Screw it. I mean, it's life. I mean, what's one back injury to like a lifetime of memories? You know what I'm saying? That's really the trade-off. But I mean, like I said, being in that line, it wasn't as bad as it could have been. I would just like to say this though. What was the point of having ice there? They did absolutely nothing. Nothing. All they did was point to a line and tell you, and actually, one of them actually told us to talk to one of the city of Houston workers to figure out where the line is at. So there was no point for them to be in the airport. They weren't checking any badges. Any of the IDs or anything like that to maybe make the line go a little bit quicker. They weren't doing any of that stuff. They were just standing around. It was the dumbest shit I've ever seen in my fucking life. Sorry, I have to say this. It's the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. Like, I wish I can just stand around at my job and not do jack. Nothing. They weren't checking for immigration. They weren't doing anything. All they did, the only positive thing I saw that they did was pass out water. That's it. Because all right, so the way Houston worked was we started downstairs in the baggage area of so I was in Terminal D. So there's a baggage area, Terminal D, or kind of, I think it's the baggage area or somewhere, check-in area, shit like that. It was downstairs and we had to walk a little snake on through and then go upstairs and go outside. And that's where you guys saw all the news cameras, where the news cameras were. Of course, there was news cameras all up in that airport. So I was actually like facing right at a camera, like a camera was right in my face. And I was just like, goodness gracious, this is crazy. This is wild. And then one lady decided to stop and take an interview with one of the newscasters or one of the news people or news personalities or whatever. And she kind of almost held up the line. She actually lost her place in line, which was, I mean, we've been waiting there for at least 2.5 hours at that point. And she almost lost her place at the line. I mean, it was hilarious because she wanted to talk on the news. I mean, I was just watching. I was really, for those 3 hours, I was people watching and listening to podcasts. Like I was just literally people watching and all that. That really was the entertainment of the time. And also switching which shoulder I want this bag to hurt. You know what I'm saying? Because that truthfully sucked all dicks. Will I advise anyone to travel when TSA isn't working? Hell no. But if you got to, you got to. You know, it is what it is. I would say this though: if you show up early enough, I probably could have beat the line a lot earlier. I ain't gonna lie to you. I probably, if I would have left at like, I don't know, 4:00 in the morning, but I would have been sitting inside of an airport for 7 hours. I'm good on that. Yeah, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? I got me a nice little fresh cut and everything like that. You probably can't see it anymore, but it was, it's probably on the Patreon. You probably see it a little better. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Got me a little cut out there, man. Is it cheating on your barber if you go to a different state? I just want to ask y'all a question. This is a real question. I feel like if I cross state lines, it's not cheating on my barber. My barber got injured and he can't stand around and cut hair, so I had to go with other options. And I wasn't going to stay in state I said, all right, I want to go to Maryland. And my man's hooked me up. So I appreciate that. But yeah, man, I mean, is it cheating? Do y'all call it? I mean, I know you guys are like, man, that's some black shit. I know, absolutely some black shit. I don't like cheating on my barber. Okay, so all right, and also you my boy. So that's all I gotta say. You know, what I mean, it is what it is. But hopefully he gets well soon, of course. But that's really all that really happened, man. I mean, on the way back, it was great. I mean, it was really smooth. I mean, it's always like some part of my trip is going to be fucked. And my sister-in-law was like, you have the worst travel luck that anybody I ever met in my life. I was like, yeah, absolutely. I've been stuck in Atlanta. I think you guys know about that. I think I said that before. I've been stuck in Atlanta. I got stuck in Detroit. Never want to go there again. Because first of all, them people were fucking rude and it sucked. Okay. It was cold. I think I also have been stuck in Chicago. Yeah, I got stuck in Chicago too. I've been stuck in a few places. Because they canceled flights. You know what I'm saying? It's shit like that. So my travel luck is pretty trash. Let's be real for a second. But overall, like I really, it wasn't a bad experience. I mean, like I said, like they had ICE agents there and they really didn't do jack. They didn't do anything negative. They didn't do anything positive. So it is what it is. I guess we just call it a wash on that one. You know what I'm saying? So, no, well, I'll give them this. They did do a little positive. They did give a little water. That's all they really did, and point you to the next person to ask the questions to because they didn't know what the fuck was going on. It was weird because I was bigger than most of them. Like I was sitting there just like, wow, I'm like way taller than some of you, man. I'm only 6 feet tall, dog. I would have thought that, like, you know what I mean, these people will be a lot bigger. I'm just like, nah, they're not even that. That's crazy. That they're not even that big. So I mean, it's just what it is. I mean, it was worth it. Like I say, at the end of the day, me waiting in that line, completely worth it. At the end of the day, it's worth it. I don't really get. You know what I mean, it's not too much complaining. I just wanted to just say that's just how my travel luck works. Of course, TSA is on strike when I want to leave. So yeah, that's where we're at right now. I mean, that's what happened. So next, my doctor today, I went to my chiropractor to get my back cracked. Yeah, not cracked as in no diddy cracked. You know what I mean? It's just me, you know what I mean, just stretching out my back. No diddy. Okay, I just want to make sure we're going to make sure that there's no diddy before I say these things. Okay. My doctor, he came. This is like I haven't seen them in about 2 weeks. Yeah, I haven't seen him about 2 weeks or a week. It's been a week. I didn't go last week, so but almost 2 weeks. So saw him and he was like, he looked at me. He was like, he said, "You leaning out." I was like, "Am I?" He's like, "Yeah." See, man, you look like, you know what I mean, like you losing like the you know, you losing the face, and I mean not face, but you losing, like, you know, the face is not as puffy, and you know what I mean, you just look like you leaned out. I was like, first of all, thank you. Finally, somebody said something positive to me. No, I'm joking. I was like, man, I was surprised because I don't know, I just haven't felt like I have done anything. Like, I mean, I feel like my body has really kind of almost stayed the same. It's kind of it's been bothering me a lot. I ain't gonna lie to you, but I've been trying to, you know what I mean, trick myself into the other thing. It's really me tricking myself into knowing that I'm back in shape and ready to play some tennis again. But he was like, "Yeah, man." He said, "What have you been doing?" I said, "Man, I've been going to the gym about 5-6 times a week. Well, really 6 to 7 times a week, but about 5 or 6 times a week for real." And and I was like I told him, and man, that me waiting in that line for 3 hours did a number on my back. And he was like, "Man," he said, "I don't know what it is, man. You just look like you just lost not lost a lot of weight, but you're leaning out." And I was like, "Yeah, man, you know, just, you know, family health history and stuff. I just wanted to, you know, lose. I need to lose this." I said, "It's too much. I have too much of a history of my family to really be completely out of shape." And so he was, you know, he was talking to me and things like that. He was just like, "Man, yeah, man." Yeah. He said, "Keep it up." He said, "Keep going, man. Keep doing what you got to do, man." I said, it was weird. I said, "What bothers me most is that I was a tennis player. I'm a tennis player. I am a tennis player. And, you know, I've been lean literally all my life until I got to my 20s. And then I don't know what happened. And then I got super skinny and then gained all the way back." And I'm, you know what I mean? I actually had depression rate, you know what I mean, from, you know what I mean, December, of course. But he was just like, you know, man, just keep going, man. Just, you know what I mean? Like I told you guys, man, the gym has been a great sanctuary for me, mentally, for sure. I really go there to just clear my head, from work stuff and to like personal things that's happened, um, and just really striving for goals outside of, you know what I mean, what people know. And like I've said on the Patreon, I will say it here, man, a lot of people don't know what's going on. Only people that know what's happening for real is my closest family, and you know what I mean, that's just about it. Really everything has been kept close to the vest at this point. I really just don't want people in my business right now. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you. I know the podcast has been very vulnerable, and I have used this to be a vulnerable space. Until I'm not ready, until everything starts to move into place, I don't want to talk about things. So it's some things I won't be talking about, you know what I'm saying? But like I've told you guys before, we are working on getting interviews. Not interviews, but we are working on getting guests for the pod. I would love to have people on and then to have conversations, especially nerd conversations and you know, business conversations, things like that, man. I can't wait. I'm excited to see what we do next. I've been saying this a lot, but I'm very excited. As you guys know, I had some disappointing news happen, and I got to go to the gym and just clear my head and just be like, you know what? Nope. You're missing out on a cool guy like me. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel about it. I'm saying you're missing out on entertainment. That's just what it is. I had a whole thing lined up too. That's what pisses me off more than anything. But it is what it is. We're gonna do the episode here. That's how about that? Screw it. We're gonna just do it here. The episode I was thinking of, we're gonna do it here. That's all I want. That's pretty much all I can say. I'm not angry. I'm disappointed, and but at the same time, God has different plans for me. And there's been different plans. I'm definitely going off of Him. And also, Happy Easter, everyone. I completely forgot this. Or Resurrection Day, as everyone has been saying to me. Happy Resurrection Day / Easter. I don't know which one. I don't know if Easter is like a bad thing to say now. But no, happy it. You know what I mean? That's just what it is. I'm, you know, I like I said, I'm excited to see what the future holds, but I'm also living in the present. It's time to. I have to live in present, and I have to smell the roses while I'm here. You know, and you know, not. I don't want to say live every day like it's my last, but also live every day. You know what I mean? Just live. That's how I feel about it, man. And so, right now I'm just really just going to work, going to the gym, and trying to get my ducks in a row for the podcast and ducks in a row for the future. So that's just where we're at with everything right now, man. Yeah, hopefully I'm leaning out. I mean, I've been told I'm leaning out. I appreciate it. Everybody's been saying I'm looking different. I don't know. I appreciate it. I mean, I've been working. I mean, I've been putting in some work. You know what I'm saying? Just putting in some work. But yeah, man. Ever since I came back from that canyon, man, it just my whole mindset has changed. I've been, you know what I mean? I've been really just trying to get shit right. That's pretty much why I had to get shit right. I might have to go back on that mountain again just to get more shit right with myself. So, um, I'm happy, man. I'm good. It'd be a lie if I said I'm all the way good, but I'm good right now. I'm in a good spot. I'm in a good place in my mind, and we're gonna continue working towards all the goals. That's how I feel about it, man. That's what everybody needs to do, man. Just put the blinders on. Let's go, man. It's just time to go. We in go mode now. We was in ghost mode in March. Now we're in go mode in April. April starts go mode. That's how I feel about it. So you're going to see a lot more podcasts. You're going to be seeing a lot more things happening around the podcast. You're going to be seeing a lot more of me. So it is, I mean, hopefully you guys are excited about that. So that's just where we're at with it. So I know it's April 6th. I'm 6 days into April, but yeah, we're going to, trust me, it's going to be a lot more coming. So with that, I would like to talk about Your Friends and Neighbors season 1 and also first episode of season 2. This show is about a guy. Oh, by the way, it's on Apple TV. It's on Apple TV, just in case anybody wants to look for it. Your Friends and Neighbor is a show with John Hamm as the main character. Yes, the guy from Mad Men. He is a hedge fund broker, right? I think a hedge fund broker. And he manages like I said, he manages hedge funds. How about that? We say that. And he loses his job one day because he decided to have sex with one of his what they would say is his employees, but at the end of the time, you're gonna see that like, yeah, it's not as bad. It's crazy. What happens to him is weird. I've never heard of this in a TV show before in my life. But let's just say he was caught doing that, and he loses his job, and so he has to figure out how to make money. Once again, this is a guy that was living off a hedge fund. He's living off of hundreds of thousands of dollars per year. And he goes by his years and things like that, especially with his wife and his kids. It's cool, like how the way he explains it. I love that he's the narrator of it too. So we're getting a more of an insight into his mindset, what's actually going on. But he loses his job and he has to become practically a cat burglar from his neighbors. He starts robbing his neighbors. By the way, his neighbors are probably one of the more richer people in the world. So he's like stealing like these expensive ass watches and jewelry and things like that. And he also gets up to doing paintings. And actually he's very successful. It's kind of crazy how he's really good at this very early. And probably make it. They don't really say how much money he's really making, but he's making a lot of money. So, overall though, him not getting caught, I mean, like watching him not try to get caught, and also on top of it, there's a murder in the middle of this, which he's accused of. And that reveal is crazy. That reveal is crazy. But I just would like to say it's 9 episodes the first season, and we're also in the season 2, episode 1. And I'm just going to say I should have watched this earlier. I don't know what it is. Apple TV knows how to put some fucking bangers together. This is one of them. I don't know why, but everybody keeps saying that John Hamm needs to be Bruce Wayne, like an old Bruce Wayne. And I kind of see it now. I'm starting to see it now. I'm not going to lie to you. If there was a Batman Beyond movie and he has to play old Bruce Wayne, I'm with it. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm with it. You have no argument from Andrew Cruz if he played an old Bruce Wayne at this point. This show kind of gives me that too. Also, they got my boy Job in this. If you have not watched Banshee, Job is one of the best characters on there. Also, he's Chow on Warrior. In Warrior, to see him play a completely different character from Job and Chow is cool as hell. I ain't gonna lie to you. I was very excited to see him part of the show, and now he looks like he's gonna be a main part this season, which makes it even better. I'm very excited. Motherfucker is funny as hell. He's sarcastic, and it's a lot. He's really playing Job again, but straight. Just in case people don't know, Job on actually, he might have been straight on Banshee too. He was just a cross-dresser on Banshee. I think he was a drag. Was he a drag queen? I think he was. I think Job was a drag queen on Banshee. Nothing wrong with that. He was super smart. He was like the hacker. He was the one that made all of the IDs and shit like that on Banshee. If you guys have not watched, once again, if you haven't watched Banshee yet, you're tripping. I ain't gonna lie to you. You tripping. If you like Anthony Starr, you're gonna love him in Banshee. He's plays Homelander on The Boys, so you're gonna love it. And they put some really good people. This is a really good ensemble cast for this show, man. And the things that this dude has to go through, you know what I mean? His wife cheats on him and he gets a divorce, he has to pay alimony. So that's most of his money also. I just think that you guys are going to enjoy the show. It's called Your Friends and Neighbors. Normally, I don't know what it is. I never really liked a lot of things that John Hamm has been in. Actually, I like a lot of shit that he's been in. Have I? I never really watched Mad Men. That's why I was like, I don't think he could be Bruce Wayne, but I think he'd be Bruce Wayne now. Nah, I'm like, if he's playing Bruce Wayne and not Batman, I think he could pull it off. I really do. Just putting it out there. It's just me. It's just Andrew Cruz saying it, giving my stamp of approval of John Hamm. Just putting it out there. Yeah, your friends and neighbors. Guy goes around stealing from his neighbors, the rich ass neighbors, by the way. And when they're out, he knows when they're going to be out, going to vacations and shit like that. It's really fucking good. He almost gets caught up a few times, so you guys are going to enjoy it. I promise you. You're going to love this show because it's a mystery all in it. Like the whole thing is a fucking mystery. All right, so we're going to continue on once again. Your friends and neighbors on Apple TV. You're going to love it. I promise. Next, I'm going to talk about this. Well, last I think it's last. Yeah, we're going to do last. Yeah, last. We're going to talk about Grinlock. It's an anime that I stumbled upon from some. I think I stumbled upon this person on Threads first. I think I seen them on Threads, and I was like, I might watch it. And then I started following them on Instagram, and I started seeing some of the things that they have. But I never really pulled the trigger on watching it because I had a lot of shit going on. A lot of other shows I've been watching. So, I've been watching that, and sorry, it's been a good treadmill watch. I ain't gonna lie to you. They had enough material of their season 1 for like an hour and 10 minutes, something like that. It's really like 3-minute episodes. I think it's mostly shot in CapCut, which is like kind of cutting a little bit. That's the only thing I really don't like is it just feels like it's cutting some scenes out or some things was cut out. I don't know, but I'm gonna say this though. I completely enjoy this shit. It's on YouTube. If you guys get a chance, go check it out on YouTube. It's Boondocks. If Boondocks straight up fell into the anime world, he does all the anime shits that you can think of: the mechas, the shadow fights, the kind of like the Dragon Ball Z fight. Like a lot of them, like this fight with the dude with Grinlock is like blood. It fights this dude called Blood Ka, who is a blood and a crip. He's so badass that he can be both, and no one fucks with him. It's almost like a Dragon Ball Z fight between Blood Ka and fucking and Grinlock. And what's cool about Grinlock is it's really fighting the stereotypes of black people and also white people. And not only that, it like I said, it's Boondocks, so it's really really fucked up sometimes. It does go with some of the today's shit that's going on, like the BBLs, the cookout shits that we was talking about at one point. Like I said, Blood Ka is one of them. There was another one. Like, and oh, by the way, and also they go to different cities, like real cities. Like Baltimore was one of them. Philly is another one. I think he goes to New York. I think at one point, there's in Miami. Miami's another one. He doesn't just attack white people. He attacks black people that are poisoning our culture. That's pretty much what Grinlock is. He's like a supposedly mythical being that goes and fights off all like things that are against the black culture or tries to destroy black culture. And I like I told you guys, man, I really, really enjoy this man. I like it because it's a breath of fresh air. It's funny. It's funny as fuck. Of course, you don't have like the voice actors, the biggest voice actors out there, but it's like I tell you guys, man, this shit, man, for indie, this is really fucking good. I really enjoy. Oh, okay, I really enjoyed watching this, especially like I said on the treadmill. It's a good, like they show really good fight scenes. Of course, Grinlock is fucking people up. He's going against this thing called the cultural interference agent, something like that. They're pretty much spelled the CIA, and he really pulled it off, man. He got one where there's a vampire V-pop, he calls it V-pop, and he takes all the black categories, including Neo Soul. They were like, yo, he's a vampire, he don't even got a fucking soul. Like, shit like that was, you're gonna love it. I promise you guys probably think I'm tripping, but if Boondocks, damn, I can't even say if it's unhinged because Boondocks is unhinged. It's Boondocks. But, like I said, completely anime. Completely. And, yeah, he definitely was inspired by Boondocks. And he's also been, you could tell this person, well, I don't mean to say he, I'm sorry. This person is inspired by really, really big animes, too. So, I'm going to tell you guys, this is my Andrew Cruz Stanford Proof. Please go check out Grinlock on YouTube. You guys are going to enjoy it. I think you're going to enjoy it myself. I started following this person just off a whim like, man, this seems kind of interesting. I saw the face and everything like that. I was like, it could be okay, maybe not. But I went and checked it out, and I was like, this shit is actually good. Damn. I wanted to hate on it. No, I didn't. I did not want to hate on it. I'm joking. I'm completely joking. I did not want to hate on it. But seriously though, man, I'm really happy that I took that chance with this. I started watching in the airport, and I was like, I missed my group being called because I was watching this shit. That's how good this motherfucker was. So, you guys get a chance, like I said, Grinlock. I don't know if I fucked up on Patreon and said Grimlock, but it's Grin, like you're smiling type deal. So you guys definitely go check it out. Like I said, for future notes podcast, man, we're like I said, I'm gonna start having guests hopefully as soon as next week, as early as next week or week after, one of the two. With that, I'd like to say thank you guys so much for listening to the Cruising Podcast. Once again, Grinlock is on YouTube. Your Friends and Neighbors is on Apple Apple TV Plus. So like I said, guys, please go check it out. You guys are going to enjoy it, I promise. So with that, where you can find the Cruising Podcast one more time, it's on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Patreon, YouTube, and anywhere you can find podcast needs. That's where you can find the Cruising Podcast. Once you find latest updates to the show, is on Instagram at Cruising Podcast, also on Twitter at Nice Down Finance. So with that, I like to say I love you guys so much. Oh, by the way, one more time, one thing. He said on the creator of Grinlock, I keep saying they said that they're going to make an episode about Tiger Woods and Gucci and the Gucci Mane kidnapping that happened. He's going to make an episode about that. Like, people have been asking for it, and apparently I guess he's making it, or he has made it. It's coming out soon. So just letting you guys know. So just to put it out there. So with that, one more time, where you can find I already told you guys where you can find the Cruising Podcast, but I won't tell you one more time because I don't care. Where you can find the Cruising Podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Patreon, YouTube, and everywhere else you can find podcast needs. That's where you can find the Cruising Podcast. Also, where you can find latest updates to the show is on Instagram at Cruising Podcast, also on Twitter at Nice Down Finance. And with that, I like to say I love you guys so much. Don't do anything I wouldn't do, and I'll catch you guys later. Deuces.